Hey there, nation. Welcome to the show. We help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander CheapSkate, and we're back with another edition of Spoils of War. So on this special, though, we're going to start off with a little quick question. We have three whiskeys here. Two of them are from Colorado, and one of them is not. Just a little bit of controversy here. So we have Stranahan's Colorado Whiskey, Tincup American Whiskey, and 291 Colorado Rye Whiskey. So, can you pick out the imposter? Tincup, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. However, with all joking aside, though, let's go on and talk about the review real quick. So once again, we are back again with another edition of Spoils of War. Once again, this is a shout out to my brother Arms Across the Seas, all the way over in Iraq. Big Puka, if you're watching, this one's for you, buddy. Today we're going to be talking about Tincup today, and Tincup is a relatively newish whiskey that kind of came out as of late. It's been made popular by some really extreme looking commercials where you see these guys like climbing a mountain and then they're drinking this stuff because they carry their backpacks. Also, it's also been featured on the TV series Jessica Jones on season 2 on Netflix. This is the whiskey that she's drinking a lot of in that show. And like I said before, starting off with a little bit of controversy, this is actually an American whiskey. It's not a Colorado whiskey. Many people assume wrongly that it is, and it'd be easy to guess why if you look at the bottom. It says Tincup. It says things like cut with the Rocky Mountain water. It's bottled inside of Denver, Colorado, as you can see there as well. So you would assume that it's, the story, that little booklet comes with it. They talk about like how the guy came to Colorado to use it and all that kind of stuff to make his whiskey, but actually in reality it's just a good old-fashioned American whiskey. Nothing wrong with it. It's actually delicious, but not exactly what you think it is. This is actually it's actually distilled in Indiana. Is actually where it's distilled in, and it's a high rye whiskey. And what happens is after they distill it in Indiana, they then ship it over to Denver, Colorado, where it's bottled. And what they do is that they bottle this and they cut it with Colorado water from the Rocky Mountains, because that's where all the water in Colorado comes from. It's from the Rocky Mountains. They cut it to 84 proof is what they do, and then of course they sell it for mass consumption after that. It's also kind of a controversial kind of whiskey, because the Stranahan's, which is a Colorado whiskey that's made in Colorado, their bottling facility, their distillery is what bottles this stuff and cuts it the the Tincup from Indiana with Colorado water, and therefore causes a lot of the controversy that people have around this product. Either way, though, it's a very delicious whiskey. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's a little bit of the history about Tincup there. We're gonna crack this bad boy open and take a sip of it and see what we think. Okay, so now we poured ourselves a little bit of it in this nice little tumbler here. If you'll notice on the whiskey when we're trying it out for the review, as you notice, there is no ice inside of the whiskey glass, and the reason why it's inside the tumbler, that's because when you try out whiskeys for the first time, you want to see what the full flavor tastes like. You should drink it neat if you just want to actually try it, to try to get all the full flavors out of it. While it is true that ice does make the drink cooler, and it does also, make it easier to drink, it's also kind of waters it down a little bit, and that's the reason why you want to not do that, because it takes away a lot of the flavor, especially when you do it with the temperature. Especially. However, just like I said before, though, my last review when we talked about beers, no matter what you guys drink out there, if you drink whiskey or don't drink at all, or drink whatever spirits you want to, whatever you drink is what you drink, and it's the best drink in the world if you think it's the best drink in the world. So anybody out there who wants to be like snobbish about their whiskeys and snobbish about their spirits and stuff and what I like, talk smack, whatever you guys, it's all good. That's all good, and you can drink whatever you like. So like I said before, so this is the whiskey that we're looking at today. It's also served up neat, so that we would take a look at it. It's inside this nice little tumbler that I have here. So starting off looking at it with just looking at it from the eye, it's again the visuals for it. As you can see, it's a nice, rich, kind of caramel color. It's very light looking as well. I do know that the recipe for making this is pretty much kind of like a bourbon, in that there's a lot of corn inside of it, as well as some rye as well. They also have barley in there, so it does have kind of like that caramelly look that a lot of bourbons have, especially. However, it does have a high rye content, so apparently it's like a high rye whiskey as well, which is also kind of nice as well. And plus the coloration as well as the smell, which we'll talk about here in a second, also comes to the fact that they age these things in American oak barrels. They take white oak barrels, they char them on the inside to different levels, and then of course they age it in there. That's what helps it give it its color as well as its smell, and as also its taste. So speaking of smell, let's go ahead and try that out real quick. Let's give it a nice whiff here. Let's take a look. Very nice. So right off the bat, you get really strong kind of caramel scent, as well as the rye is what you really smell a lot of. Rye whiskeys have a very particular scent with them, and so because you can definitely smell the rye in this, let's give it another whiff here. very sweet aroma as well. You can also smell a little bit of that oak char that we were talking about earlier with the whiskey barrels that they age in as well. So with the kind of very spicy, kind of like a cinnamony smell is what you kind of get from it with the scent that it has. So that being said, let's go and taste this out real quick. Okay, so we talked about the way it looks, we talked a little bit about the history of the product, we also talked about the scent that it has as well as the bouquet as they call it. Now the favorite part about it, let's go ahead and give it a sip and give it a try. Yeah, that's really tasty right there. Not bad at all. All right, so let's go talk about the flavor real quick. So like before, whenever you sample a whiskey or any kind of alcohol, what you want to do is take a sip of it, swish around to all corners of your mouth, so that way you can taste all the flavors inside of it. Right off the front, there is an initial sweetness to it. I will admit that. Kind of like a caramelly kind of flavor when you try it out for the very first time as well. And then right afterwards, it gets also kind of spicy as well with that cinnamon kind of, I'm not really sure how to define it. It's kind of like a cinnamony kind of allspice flavor, I guess is what I would say. Kind of hits the back of the tongue there, also kind of hits throughout the entire flavor of it, so it's got a nice little spiciness to it. So that's the initial taste you get. Let's go and try another sip of this real quick. So the finish, once again, very caramelly flavoring in that place. It's also got the spiciness that you get from a high rye whiskey as well. So the finish is nice and smooth. As for a burn, there is no real burn for me on the way down. You know, taste is pretty smooth that way. There is a bit of a residual burn in the mouth for the mouthfeel, but then again, this is also a 84 proof whiskey with 42% alcohol by volume, so there is going to be a little bit of burning, but nothing all that bad. To be honest with you, it's actually pretty balanced. It's kind of a smooth drinking whiskey. Not to mention the price point on a bottle of this stuff is also pretty good too. It's very, very affordable. It goes anywhere from 30 to 35. On the high end, maybe $40 depending on where you live, but when the average is anywhere between 30 to 35. And it's very, very tasty and also like a very smooth whiskey as well. So yeah, cheers. All right, so with that being said, that's going to do it for this review for Spoils of War. This is our very first whiskey review with Tincup American Whiskey. Very, very delicious whiskey with a little bit of controversy surrounding the product as well. So it's kind of funny how that kind of pops every single once and now and then with whiskeys. Now you got these little interesting stories and stuff, so it's kind of cool. So Big Puka, once again, man, this video is dedicated to you guys. As always, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Google+, as well as blogger.com for any of the latest news about our hobby, what we're doing with our channel. Also, feel free to like, comment, and/or subscribe. You guys' input is appreciated as always. That's good to do for this one, you guys. You guys take it classy. Peace out.